with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. You know what, guys? I'm in one of those kind of middle-of-the-road sort of moods today. I don't know if I want something hoppy or if I want something malty. Because, you know, when you're down to drinking some craft beer, your mood can totally decide what you may want to drink that day. Well, I'm in that middle-of-the-road sort of kind of feeling vibe going on with my Jones I got for beer. And what am I going to do to fill this sort of Jones? I'm going to go to Maine Beer Company out of Freeport, Maine, US of A. Yay, yay. And I'm going to have their Red Wheelbarrow. Now, as the name suggests, it's an American Amber or Red Ale, but they're saying it's this is sort of a I guess kind of style-defying sort of beer. That's why I'm thinking it's really good for my middle-of-the-road Jones I got going on today, because they're saying it's not strictly a red ale, and it's definitely not a red IPA. It's kind of like in that middle-of-the-road. It's a hoppier version of that red or American Amber Ale. Now, this particular beer clocks in at 7.0% ABV, and for the style, it ranges between 25 and 60 IBUs. I quite imagine, since they say it's hoppier, it's probably going to be more towards that 60 side. So, anyways, this beer was produced by the brewer and the owner of the brewery as an homage to one of their favorite poets, who was William Carlos Williams. Yeah, that's his name. Who's that? I've never heard of him, but they said his poetry was like simplistic and beautiful, and this is supposed to present flavors like that, simplistic and beautiful and easy to understand. Okay, that's cool. I can kind of dig that if you got a muse to create a beer, just like a muse to write a poem. Anyways, my muse is like hops today and also malt. Hops in this beer, what are they? They're Columbus, Amarillo, or Amarillo if you prefer, and Falconer Slate. That sounds like a freaking awesome mix. I love all the flavors those hops bring to the party. Oh, hell yes. Now for malt, they're using Munich, Two-Row, Victory, Special B, Abbey, and I think it's one I don't know of. It's called like VC80. I don't know what the hell that is, but oh well. Sounds awesome to me. I'm tired of flapping my gums about this beer. Well, no, I'm not, because I talk a lot. But anyways, I'm going to get the top popped on this so you don't get too bored. Get in the glass and tell you what's up with the Red Wheelbarrow. Boom. Mega hiss off this bottle-conditioned beer. Lovely collectible Maine Beer crown. We will, of course, obsessively collect that. Ooh, let's get this in the glass. It's smelling freaking hoppy already. Ooh, a little bit of cloudy there, isn't it? So, gorgeous looking beer pouring in the glass. Like a lot of the Maine beers, you get Headzilla as soon as you pour them, but they tend to dissipate fairly quickly. At least I hope so, since I poured this one like an animal. We've got solid 3 1/4 fingers head of really tight, super tight as a matter of fact. No soap sudsy action going on. Khaki bubbles. As the head fades, we've got a ruddy sort of red amber color, like it's supposed to be, with some nice orange hints coming out of it. Really nice looking amber. We'll take a look at that here. Here we've got our head. That is massive. Let's hope we can smell something through it. Let's see if we can. If not, we'll pause the video and come back when the head dissipates. Oh, no worries about smelling through this. Wow. Right up front, citrusy, like I guess grapefruit or maybe tangerine zest. Nice malt backbone, but the hops are dominant. I'm getting a little bit of pine in there, a little bit of pineapple. Maybe even like a little bit of mango. There's a lot of tropical fruit action going on, and I remember getting some of that off the Falconer Slate, but man, it's citrus dominated. You get a real mild dankness, some herbal hop, maybe a little bit of earthiness in there. Then there's some bready malt and some sweetness, and maybe like some like dried fruit maybe a little bit of like raisin or fig in the background. So it's the hops are very forward and they're in the forefront, but the malt comes in almost an equal proportion and balance in the aroma after that. There's absolutely no alcohol aroma, on the nose. So I'm ready to dive into this bad boy. The head's gone down enough, hadn't it? It's going to have to be. Cheers. I'm diving in. Wow, that's nice. Good. Well, mega head lacing, or glass lacing coming from the mega head, but wow, really tasty beer. Right up front, I get the orange, and I get a bit of grapefruit zest, and then pine. Then the sweetness comes in about the middle of the tongue, and the back end, it's got a mild bitter back end with like raisin and like caramel in the back. Like of that maltiness coming from the red side of this ale. This is sort of like a sort of two-faced ale almost, like flipping a coin. One side in the front of your tongue, you're getting that bitter and sort of like citrusy, fruity, piney action going on, a bit of dankness. Then once you get to the middle of the tongue, the malt train starts riding on there, and you're getting some dark fruit like raisin, a bit maybe. It does taste a lot of like date to me. And then it finishes with that sort of like piney bitterness and dankness, but there's absolutely no alcohol taste. The 7% is totally hidden. And man, this is a tasty beer. Let me get another taste of this before we give you a grade. Well made. In a lot of ways, this reminds me of almost like a lot less hoppy version of Lagunitas Imperial Red. And it also reminds me kind of North Coast Red Seal in some ways as well. But I like this better than Red Seal and almost on an equal plane with the Lagunitas. But the price point in this, for the quantity that you get and everything and the accessibility, which is tough, how can you beat Lagunitas? Anyway, that's another story, isn't it, about another brewer. So, what do we grade a beer like this? You hear, I'm kind of digging this beer. I'm liking it. Rate Beer gives it a 99, which is an A+. I don't know if I'm going there. Beer Advocate gives it a 90, which is an A-. I think that's a really fair grade. I'm going to go with like a 93, almost an A, an A- beer. It's really solid. I would drink it again. The thing that knocks it is, I mean, it's got the date and all that kind of stuff, but the price point for what you're getting compared to some others that are out there like Lagunitas and things, like the price to value ratio isn't really there 100%. It's a well-made beer and everything, but it's not like a mind blower. It's not like, damn, I got to seek this out like every day of my life. But that said, that's why it's awesome that there's so much variety out there. And if you love this beer, that's great. If this is your favorite, that's awesome. We just call them like we say them here on DJs BrewTube. But if you have had this beer, I would really love to know what you think about it, because that would rock. I love the quid pro quo and that back and forth. And I also love it when you think globally and drink locally and support the craft beer movement, so we can help this thing keep growing and we can keep getting more red wheelbarrows. Maybe we'll get a black wheelbarrow in our life one day. Who knows what could happen. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, thanks a million to each and every one of you for watching. And I got nothing but, I don't know, hell, a big-ass bunch of amber red ale hoppiness love for you. And that's right, you know what's coming. A big-ass, a peace out!